So we're back. Please, can you tell me what's your name and what's the name of the product you're here for?
My name is Art Jacobs. I'm still a student in university studying industrial design, but I've designed a product and that name is Pillo. And
Pillo?
Pillo.
Yeah.
Pillo is a product that's actually a game controller in the form of a pillow for playing a virtual game. And what it actually does, it has two pillows, and those two pillows you can collaborate in a very unique and simultaneous collaboration in order to change a moving target, chase a moving target, and collect certain items. And it's actually targeted at children that have ADHD or children that have autism. Mm-hmm. And those kids have quite some difficulty in communication, especially when it's about emotional subjects. And what Pillo does is basically get those kids together and get them to collaborate where verbal communication is becoming less important, so that they establish a certain bond on which is basically a fruitful ground for establishing a communication, which can also be verbal.
So there is this pillow between us, and we do something with it?
We actually both have a pillow.
Yeah.
So we're sitting, for example, next to each other on a couch, and my pillow is one side of the game controller. So what I do is by pressing it and deforming it, I make a character on the screen. I make it move in either the horizontal or vertical direction. Yeah. And you have the other axis. So together we can move over a two-dimensional space.
And we see what's happening on a screen.
On the screen there's a collection of dots. First there's our dot, the playable character that we both represent together, manipulate. Then there's the white dots that we have to catch, that we have to collect. And there's the red dots appearing more frequently over time, that'll create kind of the barriers.
Danger.
Yeah, danger or the enemies, you could say. Yeah. And we have to avoid, of course, those enemies. And in between, when we collect a few of those white dots, we come across a power-up, for example, and that power-up also makes a few of those enemies again to disappear. Okay. And that'll create a kind of a long-term gameplay.
Okay.
Yes.
It sounds like a fun game.
It is. There's a lot of people very enthusiastic about it. Yeah. And especially also people from the healthcare industry, professionals, that they really see an added value in, for example, in contrast to where traditional game controllers come in, where there's a lot of violent and competitive games available on the market, but not so much games that really pertain to the tactile sense of gamers and of children with certain aandoeningen, certain of those characteristics like ADHD or.
Yeah. So does that mean that people with autism or ADHD don't want to shoot other people like they do in normal games, or is it good for them not to?
Well, basically it is, because what happens most of the time when children with autism, for example, play these violent games, or they tend to get sucked into the game, and if this game is a violent game, they will extend those characteristics of the games in their behavior. And if that's a violent game, then they'll become not especially violent, but they'll become very
excited,
and it makes them kind of difficult to communicate with them and to explain stuff to them. So especially some parents like to let their kids play just before they go to bed. Well, that's a bad idea with such games. Yeah. Pillo is trying to make a difference in that, where you can really relax out of it and also create a breeding ground for a good conversation, which is often difficult with those kids, those children.
Yeah. Maybe you can look at the film.
What we just saw is actually also how the game starts. You see here someone pressing a pillow in numerous ways. I've chosen to use a pillow because we already intuitively use it in different ways. For example, we put it behind our backs to lean against it. We sit on it, We put it between our legs, for example, to create some certain warmth or comfort. We hold it against our chest, and that was a perfect canvas for me to build upon such a novel interaction. And therefore it's especially the interaction that is open-ended, and that children can make their own game out of it a little bit.
Can they use it for a pillow fight as well?
They can. There's the technology is
it's
in
endurable.
That way it's endurable, and you actually don't feel it. There's no feel about the technology in it. It's just a pillow, and soon it'll be. We'll elaborate on that.
Okay. What is your market? How big is it?
We are currently exploring that, of course. We have some interesting collaborations going on now. For me, it's really hyping now. There's a lot of media attention for Pillo because it's such a novel interaction with such a unique gameplay. But people need to see what markets what markets are available and subject to this kind of interaction. So we're exploring that, and there's interesting business partners right now that are helping us to do that and to create a business case out of it.
Yeah. So it's still in progress. It's not on the market yet.
No, it's not on the market yet, but it'll. The dream is it'll be by next year, as things are really moving fast right now.
Yeah. Do you need a stamp of approval, like that it does work for something, or?
Yes, it does. We're collaborating, for example, with healthcare insurance companies.
Yeah.
Those companies can provide specialists that can validate, so to say, my concept, and from that interaction validation and that goal validation, we can continue into development for bigger amounts of products.
Yeah. So when it is on the market and when it is validated and it's out there, how many people do you think will use this?
It has a very high chance to pass over to, for example, the entertainment industry, as it's really accessible also to young kids, and it also creates a good way for older people, but also for parents to play with their kids this game, as it is so accessible over conventional game controllers. So the market is actually huge, and we're trying to see some certain divisions in that and determine how big it is, but it can go very big. Yeah.
So you don't really want to market it as a medical game then only?
First we do, especially because as a student, as this was originally a student project, that's where I aimed it for, and the current application is built around that target group. And for other people, there need to be different applications, and those applications can be developed in collaboration with other game developers. Yeah. And that's what we're doing now. Yeah.
So where did the original idea come from?
Basically, I had this idea that we could do something with a combination between the physical and tactile interaction, and a combination with the virtual game content that is available. That is an exploration for me as an interaction designer of such novel interactions that I find very interesting. And I looked at, for example, this home environment, the couch, the family couch, and those pillows, and what people do with that. So as I explained, for example, people hold it like this, and that was a very good starting point, a very good takeoff point for this interaction, developing this.
But I can understand that. But then why pick the medical side?
Because what I like to do, I want to help people with my designs, and I have this idea that by making stuff playful, we can attract a lot more people, and also do often a lot on the prevention or family side of medical care, where a lot of companies and health insurance companies aim for solving certain problems or making people deal with certain lifestyles or behaviors. I think that we can definitely bring a contribution to the other side of it, the family side, because it's, as I said, it's sometimes difficult for parents to talk with their autistic kids, and if we can help them or give them a little push here by making such a nice collaboration as a starting point for conversation, Yeah, that's the dream,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So who will pay for it?
Who will pay for it? Investors that are currently showing interest, and
And will the pillow be on the if it's out on the market? Will it be affordable for me, for instance?
yes. At first, no, because there's a lot of money first going into developing it. That's always the case,
Yeah.
and that will eventually to a product that will possibly be mass produced, but that is a long process that we still have to undergo. And we start off with the original vision and the original dream and aim of what this project was about. And there we invest first.
Yeah. So it's investors who will pay for the creating the development, and then after that probably the insurance companies or autism centers or places like that will maybe pay for things to be present and.
Well, that's definitely something that we that my that my business consultant knows more about. What we do is we're just exploring those options, and if people, we really need to find more people still that are interested in this product and that will help or support us in some kind of way, in some kind of collaborative fashion. And that's the first step now. And it has become so big in such a short time that for me, I still need to get my head around all this. And but I'm so excited that people like it, and I very much like it. So for me, it's basically already a dream come true.
Okay. In what way does it do a better job than old-fashioned medicine?
The fact that we are feeling and we are using our bodies and we are more, if you talk about medicine stuff that we need to take in, or maybe even the spices,
drugs,
the drugs that we use.
Yeah.
This is about listening to your body, in a sense, and we need to use our body in a more natural sense, I believe, and we need to feel what's happening, what's going on, and by making Pillo, I hope that people sit and think for a moment about what they're actually doing, and especially after they've played and they've been quiet, because that's kind of what happens, being quiet with the two of them for maybe 20 minutes, evaluated that or see that they've really done nothing else than just feel with the controller and experience this quiet yet elegant flow. That's what's happening.
Is it really? So it's not a game where people start screaming at each other.
No, it's not.
Push. No.
That's why it's so unique, I guess, and that's why people are so interested. Also, the stand that we built here at this conference is people come and sit, and they don't even want to continue anymore. It's a very nice resting point in between all the stuff that's also going on here, because you can imagine if you're a visitor here and you need to go from this keynote to that keynote presentation and then still see this product and that product. They come and sit and play Pillo, and they're completely out of this whole busy environment for a second, and that's a very good experience.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.